Billionaires have a lot of political power, as you know, under capitalist quote unquote democracy. Wealth is power, and the more wealth you have, the more power you have. How can people be activists? How can people resist the power that the billionaires have and, move more towards an eco-socialist reality?
Well, traditionally, the socialist movement has sat on a three-legged stool. The co-ops, you can set up co-ops, consumer co-ops, worker co-ops, where you're not exploited. The trade unions, where you organize to defend yourself at work, and our own political party. And I think that's been the missing piece in American politics. We almost got there with Debs' Socialist Party. It was on its way, but for various reasons, we lost that. And since the 30s, a lot of the left has been trying to make change through the Democratic Party. So I think people who are serious need to get organized into an independent left party. We're trying to do that with the Green Party. And that's one of the major purposes of my campaign. I like to say, because I think it's true, the Green Party exists more because we're needed than because we organized it. A lot of people get frustrated. They fight for $15 an hour, or they fight a, frack gas pipeline, or they fight to stop a war, and they find out the Democrats are on the other side. And so then they come to the Greens, or they run as a Green. And Green Party people around the country tend to be good activists. We show up, we're reliable, but we're not very good organizers. There are skills to organizing that a union organizer learns or a community organizer learns. How do you go out to communities that are not part of your movement and engage them? The left tends to go there with a pamphlet or a leaflet and go there as missionaries. Here's the answer for you. An organizer goes in and says, what's your problems? What are your issues? Tell me what's going on, and listens and builds relationships. Right. And maybe helps them do their stuff for a while before they even tell them what you want to do as an organizer. Once you got that relationship, you can, get support. You can even argue over stuff without it, hurting the relationship because you trust each other. Yeah. That's the kind of things that we need to do as Greens, building the party organization. So what we're trying to do in this campaign is, first of all, we need ballot lines. This country has the most difficult ballot access of any electoral democracy in the world. What we just saw in Moscow, where they used petitions to knock people off the ballot that Putin, side didn't like. Man, that's old school in the United States. I've been through that many, many times. And just to take, running for Congress, for example, in New York, you need 3,500 signatures in 6 weeks, which really means 7,000. Big job. In Illinois, it's 17,000. In Georgia, I think it's 16,000. If you want to run for the House of Commons in the United Kingdom, it's 25 signatures.
Wow. Jesus. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I actually did not know that.
I think part of the voter suppression is the party suppression. The biggest reason why Trump won is that a lot of people who voted for Obama couldn't stand Clinton or Trump and stayed home.
Yeah. Like I said, did not vote one.
Yeah. We did have Jill Stein out there, but nobody knew about it because it was very hard to get on the ballot. The campaign was mostly about getting on the ballot. So we're trying to get on the ballot earlier this year. We can do it in up to 40 states, and then the last 10 states we have to do next year. And that will enable us, I'm not going to be the next president. We can make a difference. We can build the party, get some issues raised, but we won't have a president taken seriously till we have a Green Caucus in Congress. And the way we're going to get there is by electing thousands of people to local offices and then state legislatures and Congress. We got to really step it up and do that in the 2020s because we're running out of time on climate change, on this new nuclear arms race.
Yes.
I mean, people don't see inequality as a life or death issue, too, because we now have a life expectancy gap of 20 years between our richest counties and our poorest counties.
Yeah.
So organizing is ballot access. And then later in the campaign, we hope to organize regional trainings over weekends where Green organizers can come, or Green aspiring organizers, activists can come and learn from experienced organizers some of the things like I was just talking about, so they can go back and organize, really broad-based Green Party locals. And I think the future of the Green Party is in the working class, the youth, and the people of color who vote in lower numbers. And you talk to those folks, it's not because they're apathetic, it's more because they're alienated. They don't think the two-party politicians know what they're going through, care about them, can even see them.
Yes.
And that's where a Green Party operating below the radar of, MSNBC, CNN, Fox, and all that, just talking to people on the streets, in the neighborhoods, at work, that's where we build it. So if people want to get involved, my campaign, you can go to the website, howiehawkins.us. You can sign up to get emails. You can volunteer and we're going to put you to work, and we need you to donate. But if you volunteer, we're going to put you to work. And the immediate thing is we need to build lists. We need to know. A lot of times we go out, we hand a leaflet and we think that's it. No, you get the person's name and then you continue communicating with them.
Right.
That's a part of organizing that it's not just the Green Party. It's really endemic on the progressive side of politics. You know, everybody kind of looks at their computer and waits for the next instruction from moveon.org. There are staffs that are funded by, in the end, billionaires or very rich people through foundations or directly.
Yeah.
And the staff sits around a table and decides what the next move is, and then they send out an email to us. We had no role in setting that. And if we're going to have a movement that takes power, we've got to be skilled at organizing and running things. And I think we learned that in local party organizations. And that's been missing in this country. You know, every other country, industrial country, had a labor party of some kind and a mass party, and people pay dues to support it. You know, I've been pushing the Green Party to get back to dues. We had them in the 80s and 90s. We got away from them. That's a whole nother story. But we basically defunded ourselves. And if we can't have a minimal staff at the national level, when people call up and say, I want to start a Green Party, and all we can do is refer them to any contacts we have in the state. We don't have any resources or organizers we can send to them.
Wow.
We should be able to do that. And so those are the kind of things I hope we come out of this campaign able to do.